Welcome back to Sidra's Silly Point. What a spectacular test match this is turning out to be. India just won't give up. There's no Bumrah. The Indian lineup is filled with replacement players as a result of injuries. The night watchman, Akash Deep, has added 66 runs. Yashasvi Jaiswal, who has been quiet since the first test match, scored a beautiful century, adding 118 runs, changing the entire landscape of the match. Ravindra Jadeja asking someone in the crowd to change their red shirt, and then a few moments later reaching his 50 like it's just a walk in the park for him now. The man scored 500 runs already in the series at an average of 100. Washington Sundar, on the other hand, added yet another 50 with some magnificent hitting near the end of India's second innings. Then, just before the end of play, Mohammed Siraj deceives Zak Crawley with a Yorker, and all of this, and it was only the end of day 3. It's just been a cracker of a test match and a perfect last test of the series so far. So let's get right into it. You know Mohammed Siraj will give his all when he's playing, and in this test match, he's leading the bowling department for India with some flair. England were looking dangerous in the first innings and were batting in their usual Bazball way, but Siraj and Krishna halted their approach, taking 4 wickets each, ensuring England didn't get much of a first innings lead. They both bowled beautifully and took 7 wickets in the span of 19 overs, with England only managing to add 70-odd runs to their total. But this last over wicket at the end of day 3 of Zak Crawley, when Siraj's bluff and a speedy Yorker bamboozled Crawley's chances of seeing day 4 of the test match, allowed India to walk off the ground happy and ahead. But can we take a moment to appreciate Akash Deep, the man who has already taken 10 wickets in the second test of the series, showed unbelievable resilience with his bat in this test match. Hey, he even got coach Gautam Gambhir to smile, an absolute rarity in recent times after scoring his maiden test 50. But it was Jaiswal's magnificent 100 that was the turning point, cementing a convincing lead for India and a launch pad for the two all-rounders to come and accelerate on. Jaiswal, who has been hailed as the next big thing for India and who manages to score centuries in the opening test matches of series both in Australia, in the Border Gavaskar Trophy, and in this series in Leeds, seems to enjoy scoring runs against England, with this being his 4th time against his favorite opponent. He, along with other Indian batters, were lucky, with England dropping a few catches, but England must be feeling a bit worried with 1 down at the end of day 3. To me, Dhruv Jurel was plumb LBW on that very, very full-length outswinger. He didn't need to take that review because he ended up wasting the final review for India when there were still 2 informed batters to play, with Jadeja already on the crease and Sundar to come in next. It seems small, but to me this wasn't needed. I cannot stop praising the beautiful batting and partnership between Ravindra Jadeja and Washington Sundar. Sundar is perfectly positioning himself as the next all-rounder in line, and Jadeja, who has been in quite some form in this series, is not stopping anytime soon, with this being his 6th 50 in the series, totaling over 500 runs scored at an average of 100 in the series. When it comes to English bowling, I do want to talk about Josh Tongue in particular. Josh Tongue, although started waywardly in the test match, bowled 2 beautiful jaffos to get Sudarshan and Jadeja on day 1, and was brilliant during India's second innings. His bowling has been remarkable, and it is worth pointing out that he is the leading wicket taker in the series at the moment, tied with Mohammed Siraj with 19 wickets each, even though he's played just 3 tests in the series so far. You have to give him credit for bowling 30 overs. Indian batting, especially Akash Deep, was wearing the English bowlers out, but English captain Oli Pope only had Atkinson, Tongue, and Overton to rotate when it came to fast bowlers. With Woakes injured and Ben Stokes out of the test match, this was a tough scenario for England. Just interesting how things turn out though, eh? At the end of the 4th test match, Ben Stokes was pushing for a draw before Indian all-rounders reached their milestones, with the intent of protecting his bowlers. But these bowlers now had to bowl almost 30 overs each to make up for Stokes's and Woakes' absence. England didn't opt for spin much this whole test match, with Bethel only bowling, I think, 2 overs in the first innings, and him and Joru bowling 8 or 9 overs together in the second. Perhaps this might hurt them some WTC points, but then England will probably say, hey, we care about winning only, so who cares? Nonetheless, the test is sensationally poised, with India needing only 9 or perhaps 8 wickets, depending on Woakes' condition, to draw the series, and England needing 324 runs to pull off the second biggest run chase in their history and win the series 3-1. To me, the way Mohammed Siraj and Prasidh Krishna bowled in the first innings, there's quite a fair chance they can roll over England batting tomorrow. The key would be to get Ben Duckett, who can cause big trouble if he sticks around longer. However, England will not be anything but relentless in their chase, and we witnessed that in the last hour or so on day 3 when Ben Duckett and Crawley were batting. They would absolutely be missing Ben Stokes here, but I think we are in for a cracker tomorrow. No pressure on Ollie Pope, Joe Root, and Harry Brook. That's it for now. Do subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. And for those going to watch the match tomorrow, don't wear a red shirt. Until my next video, take care.